We're always told that power craves an audience, that to be successful, you have to be seen. But what if the most powerful move is the exact opposite? Today, we're diving into the art of disappearing. This right here, this challenges a core belief of our time, that to be valuable, you must be visible. We're taught to broadcast every ambition, every goal, thinking that public accountability is our friend. But what if that's just a profound mistake? What if you're not actually building anything? You're just performing a tragedy for an audience? It's a paradox so many of us have felt. You get fired up about a new project, a new life plan, you announce it to the world, and then poof, the energy just vanishes. So what's really going on there? Okay, so first, we gotta break down the cultural conditioning we're all swimming in. We live at an age that practically demands you show your work, post the blueprint, and document the struggle. But what if this constant need to broadcast is actually a form of self-sabotage? I mean, think about it. We're told to announce the business before it's even registered, to post about the diet before we've lost a single pound. The conventional wisdom says that public accountability will be the fuel that pushes us across the finish line. But the source material for today's explainer, it calls this a massive error. And this is where we get to this incredible concept, a biological leak. It completely reframes visibility not as a strength, but as a critical weakness. Every single time you share your vision before it's real, you are literally liquidating your precious internal drive for a few cheap moments of external applause. So, how does this leak actually work? Well, this isn't just some abstract philosophy. No, it's rooted in the cold, hard chemistry of our brains. Let's take a look at the neural feedback loop that hijacks our best intentions. The whole thing hinges on a phenomenon called social reality. It's wild. When you tell people what you're going to do and they all congratulate you for it, your brain gets tricked. It actually processes that praise as if you've already done the hard work and accomplished the goal. And this lays out the trap perfectly. Step 1, you announce the big goal. Step 2, here come the likes, the comments, the you got this messages. Step 3, your brain releases a hit of dopamine, that feel-good reward chemical. And then comes step 4, the crucial part. Your drive just withers away. Why? Because you've already gotten the psychological reward without doing any of the physical work. I just love this phrasing. You've spent your motivation on a social hallucination. The good feelings you get are real, but the achievement is pure fantasy. You've completely short-circuited the very system that's designed to push you to the finish line. Okay, so if broadcasting our goals is a biological trap, what's the solution? This brings us to the core of our explainer, the art of disappearing. The answer isn't to try harder in public. It's to become clinically invisible. This right here is the philosophy of the high-status operator. It's a tactical withdrawal. You pull back into the only place where real transformation can actually happen, silence. This isn't about being a coward, it's about being brutally effective. And this chart just lays the difference bare. On one side, you've got social performance. You're looking for accountability partners, you're inviting the friction of other people's opinions. But the elite mindset is clinical invisibility. That's about seeking cognitive sovereignty, aggressively protecting your mind and your process from outside noise. You stop performing for a crowd, and you start auditing your own internal compass. So here's the bottom line. Operating in private isn't about being paranoid or secretive. It is a tactical move. It frees you from what's called the social mirror, that constant reflection of public opinion that warps your progress. Think about it. Praise makes you soft. Criticism makes you defensive. Both are just energy leaks. All right, so we get the why. Now let's get tactical with the how. The source material provides a really clear framework for this, and it's called the GHOST protocol. These are the 3 core actions. They're designed specifically to seal that biological leak we talked about and help you reclaim your focus like never before. Let's break each one down. First up, the 90-day darkout. This is a complete social and digital blackout concerning your primary mission. You don't hint at it, you don't tease it, you just stop broadcasting. The whole point is to build a functional prototype of your vision, fueled only by the internal pressure of your own secret ambition. The second rule is result-first communication. The principle is simple, but it's brutal. You never speak of the attempt. You only speak of the results. If the outcome isn't totally undeniable, then as far as the world is concerned, it never happened. This forces you to focus on actually getting it done, not just presenting the idea of it. And finally, step 3, the privacy fortress. This is about guarding your time, your focus, and your daily process with an almost cold-blooded precision. You treat access to your mind like it's a high-security vault. It's something that has to be earned, not just given away. Your inner circle gets very, very small, maybe even invisible. So what's the end game here? What is the real point of all this? In our final section, we're going to look at the ultimate reward for mastering this art of strategic invisibility. Let's just put this in the context of right now. We live in an economy where your attention is the product. It is constantly being mined, harvested, and sold to the highest bidder. And in that kind of environment, the most radical, rebellious act isn't to be louder, it's to be silent. True rebellion is taking back your focus from a world that is engineered to distract you. Being invisible is what allows you to build something real. And this is the powerful thesis that ties it all together. You disappear into the work, you disappear into the process, you disappear into the silence. You build your empire in the dark. And then, when your work is so powerful that it speaks for itself, you reappear. Not as someone trying to do something, but as a leader who has already done it. So I'm going to leave you with this question to really think about. Take an honest look at your own habits. Is your visibility actually serving your ambition, or is it just a slow-motion liquidation of your power? Is it a tool for accountability, or is it just a performance? A slow leak of the very energy you need to actually win? The answer? Well, the answer could change everything for you.
You know, we live in a world that is just obsessed with being seen, right? But today, we're going to explore a really radical idea. What if your greatest strength, your most powerful advantage, is actually being invisible? Okay, let's dive into this, because it's a total game changer for how you build real power.
I mean, think about it. From day one, we're basically trained to broadcast everything. Post the new business idea, announce the new workout plan, share every single step of your creative process. The logic is, public accountability will keep you going. But what if that's not just wrong? What if it's actively holding you back?
Yeah, this constant need to perform, to document every little struggle, it isn't some feature of success, it's a trap. A really, really sophisticated one. And right now, we're going to break down exactly how it works, and more importantly, how you can escape it.
So let's put a name to this enemy. Let's call it the transparency trap. It's this sneaky form of psychological sabotage that tells you that being totally open about your goals makes you more effective. But the truth? It's a massive energy leak. It makes you vulnerable at the exact moment you need to be at your strongest.
This is where it gets really dangerous. When you show your work before it's ready, you're basically inviting the entire world to judge it. It's like you're holding up a social mirror, and you start seeing your own project through the messy, distorted reflection of everyone else's opinions. And that makes your whole foundation incredibly fragile.
And you want to know the craziest part? This isn't just a feeling, it's a biological glitch in your brain. It's a real phenomenon called social reality. Your brain, quite literally, can't tell the difference between the good feeling you get from someone praising your plan and the good feeling of actually achieving that plan.
So here's how that biological glitch plays out. It's a 4-step motivation leak. First, you announce your big goal. Second, you get all the likes, the comments, the "you got this" messages. Third, your brain gets a premature hit of dopamine. That's the reward chemical. And then fourth, the actual internal drive to do the hard work just starts to fade away. You've basically spent all your motivational cash on a social media high. And check this out. It's a lose-lose situation. Praise feels good, sure, but it gives you the reward without the work, and that makes you complacent. And criticism? Well, that forces you to waste precious mental energy defending your ego instead of actually improving your work. Both of them are just tiny little fractures in your focus. So, if being visible is the trap, what's the escape route? It's a complete 180 from what we're always told. See, the most powerful people understand that your ego is like a transparent jar. The more people can see inside, the more they can mess with what's in there. An audience isn't an asset when you're building something, it's a liability. So the real goal here is to become opaque. Now, this isn't about being shady or secretive. It's a tactical move. It's about protecting your internal energy, your focus, your drive, from the constant grinding friction of what everyone else thinks. You're essentially building a shield around your mind.
So the mission is clear. You have to stop performing for a social audience and start building with the cold, hard focus of what we call clinical invisibility. It's about creating a sanctuary of silence where your ideas can actually grow without being contaminated by the crowd.
Okay, so you're probably thinking, how on earth do I actually do this? Well, there's a framework for it, a way to reclaim your power. It's called the Ghost Protocol.
This protocol has 3 core parts, and they're all designed to just collapse your distractions so you can build your power in the dark. We've got the 90-day dark out, result-first communication, and the privacy fortress.
The first step is by far the most intense, and it all starts with this one number, 90. 90 days.
Welcome to the 90-day darkout. For 3 months, you go completely silent on whatever your main objective is. No posts, no updates, no, hey guys, check out my progress announcements. You don't even announce that you're going silent. You just stop the broadcast. This is your gestation period, where you build something real, fueled not by likes, but by the intense internal pressure of your own secret ambition.
The second part of the protocol is a simple but brutally effective rule for how you talk. You never speak of the attempt. You don't talk about what you're trying to do. You only reveal the result, and only when it's so real, it's undeniable. This completely shifts your focus from just looking good to actually getting it done.
And finally, you build the privacy fortress. This isn't a 90-day challenge. This is a lifelong practice of guarding your time and attention with a kind of clinical coldness. You start to limit access to your mind like it's a high-security vault. Your privacy becomes this high-value asset that people have to earn. It's the ultimate shield for your creativity.
So why? Why go through all this trouble? What's the ultimate payoff for all this silence and hard work? Well, it's achieving a state of true cognitive sovereignty. That's the ability to think and act with complete independence, totally free from the noise and manipulation of the crowd.
And this right here is the fundamental truth that makes it all possible. I'm going to say it again because it's that important. The world does not need to see your work until it is finished, because by then it'll be so good, so powerful, they won't have a choice but to pay attention. The whole philosophy really boils down to this one powerful mantra. You step back from the noise. You disappear from the stage. You vanish to build.
And when you come back, you're not asking for anyone's permission or validation. You come back with a finished result, ready to lead. That is the incredible power of being strategically invisible. So, after all that, there's really only one question left. And it's a question for you. Looking at your goals, your ambitions, your own habits, when will your silence begin?